It's triumph and tragedy that is prevalent in Aruna Buddha Reddy's sports journey down the years. If she won the bronze medal at the World Cup Gymnastics Championships in Melbourne, she's also gone through the grind of 4 surgeries for ACL ligament tears. It's been a really uphill task for her, but right now, at the Gaudium Sportopia, South India's best gymnastics facility, she is perfectly at home, training and grooming herself for the next international competition and with an eye on the Olympics and the World Championships. As we have seen through the narration by Aruna herself, what is most paramount for a sportsperson is attitude. And I think her t-shirt says it all. Never give up. Hello viewers, we have with us Aruna Buddha Reddy, World Cup Gymnastics bronze medalist. Welcome to Sports Roundup, Aruna. Aruna, what is it about gymnastics that drew you to the sport? Why didn't you go for badminton, shooting or boxing, which has made Hyderabad famous? Why gymnastics, Aruna?
So the credit goes to my karate coach, Mr. Balasubramaniam. So he's usually known as Balu. So that was because my family was never a sports family since starting. But my father wants me to join somewhere into the sports or the other physical activities because my elder sister, she was completely into studies. So that way he introduced me into sports. So initially we never had any idea what sports to be chosen and how to go forward. So he chose me to drop into karate because we had a park beside our home and where the karate classes were supposed to go on Shotokan. So that way we got introduced with Mr. Balu sir. And then at the age of 3, I started doing karate just because of my father. And that's how after 4 years when I won black belt, and then my coach himself, Mr. Balasubramaniam, he introduced me into gymnastics. So that is how that was my first time in 2000. I heard the word gymnastics and then I entered into the sport.
Okay, you have come a long way, Aruna, in the sense, in terms of achievements, in terms of experience in this sport of gymnastics, which dates back to the Roman civilization, I hear. So how do you trace your evolution as a gymnast, right from the first apparatus that you got on?
So as said, in 2000 when I started, when I went to LB Stadium for the first time with my coach, karate coach, and also my father. My father was very excited looking at the sport. Oh, it looks so amazing, people are flying in the air, they're doing somersault, they're doing giants. It looks so interesting. And as well, my karate master, he already knew about gymnastics. And then when I went there, my father was seeing the other part where the senior players and all the gymnasts who were doing that time, they were doing elements in the air. So that was very interesting for him. But my eyesight directly went on to the stretching part, where the other coaches were, forcefully stretching the kids. And then I thought, no, this is not meant for me, I should not go into this. But my father's credit was that, no, you have to choose the sport, it looked so interesting. And I think we never had that recognition at that time for gymnastics. So you should be that person who will get gymnastics that recognition and awareness in our country. And that is how my career in gymnastics started. Initially, for 2 years, I started in 2002. 2000, we had some national games here in Hyderabad. So I saw the national game event in gymnastics. Then in 2002, I started my career as a gymnast. But initially, I was not interested. I used to find excuses saying, Nana, today I don't feel good. You know, today I feel vomit. Today I have stomach ache. Please, I don't have my dress. How can I do? Even in that cases, it was like, okay, there are washrooms in the gym. You can go vomit there if you want. That's fine. Totally fine. No problem. You have stomach ache. Once you stretch, it will be completely fine. So that way he used to push me out. And then in 2005, I won my first national medal, directly gold in my favorite event and the event which I am expert in, table vault. And that is when, you know, I started taking gymnastics as my competitive sport, because as we say, once I tasted that success and standing on the victory, taking the medal, gold medal, I always wanted that to happen continuously. So that is when I started, you know, coming into complete competitive. Oh, Aruna, you're a gymnast, you have to take sports as your career, you can do this really amazing sport. And that is how it started into the competitive field. And slowly from 2005, every year I used to win sub-junior champion. I was junior champion continuously for 3 years, then senior champion, and my international career. Even that has a small story wherein my father used to go to Bangalore in flights. So he used to get me those PET bottles which they give us in the flight. And I was like, Papa, even I want to go. You know, how interesting it should be. You know, you're traveling by flight. Oh, how was, you know, everything down? Could you see? So that experiment, he said, okay, if you want to go, I will not buy a ticket for you. It's your responsibility to get your own ticket. I said, how is it possible? Go to international, represent India. You'll not travel to the other state, you'll travel to the other country. So you can do it for yourself at this age. And that is how he started putting me, okay, even I can represent India, I can go out. So that is how my international participation started in 2009 with World School Games. And then slowly, but at that time, we as a gymnast in our sport, we never thought of winning international medal. Okay. Participating and representing India outside our country in the international competition, that was a big thing for us, big achievement for every gymnast in our country. But when slowly, when we started thinking of it, okay, oh, even Indians can win medal in gymnastics. Why only badminton? Why only boxing? Why only the other sports? So even we can do it. And then in 2010, that was in 2009 when I started playing international. In 2010, Mr. Ashish Kumar, he's my senior. So when he won first Commonwealth medal for India, silver and bronze in Delhi, and then we could recognize, okay, now even gymnasts can bring medal to India. So we can, you know, try to dream of winning medals for India. And then slowly the progress started. Even at that point, I was just a senior passing out from the junior. So I never had that much of exposure, okay, how? Because there has been a lot of difference from the abroad players and our performance. So much, huge difference. So we didn't know how to cover it. And in gymnastics, it's not that easy to, you know, change the scores or change our routines, because it needs almost 10 years of experience to put an element into a routine. So it was not that easy. But slowly at that time, my next senior, Ms. Deepa Karmakar, due to her, we can say that there was a next revolution of gymnastics in India. She got a lot of fame to our sport. So after that medal, even she was part in 2010 Commonwealth Games. She saw Ashish Bhaiya winning a medal, standing on the victory stand and the applause all around. And then she thought of winning a medal in women's as well and going to Olympics. And that is how I was her junior that time. She is 3 years elder to me. So I used to look at her. We used to train together from 2013 till 2015. We trained together in national camps. So I used to look at her. She was like, अगर आशीष मेडल जीत सकता है, अगर एक लड़का मेडल जीत सकता है, तो लड़की क्यों नहीं? That was her only question she always had. मैं क्यों नहीं? मैं भी कर सकती हूँ, लड़कियाँ भी कर सकते हैं. And she was, no, she had that grit power. What can I say? She has that grudge. Like, no, I have to do it at any cost. I should get that medal to women's in gymnastics, because we were like, when Ashish Bhaiya got medal, boys, I mean men's artistic gymnastics raised to next level. Like everyone, okay, medal आ सकता है तो सिर्फ लड़कों ला सकते हैं, लड़कियां नहीं. So that was the point even in the gymnastic fraternity. So that was somewhere pinching us in the women's field. Like, okay, whenever we come in front, they're like, okay, koi baat nahi, you take the secondary thing, priority is always given to the men's. And that pinched Deepa Karmakar, and in 2014 she won the other Commonwealth medal. And that is the moment when I realized we did training together from 2013, 2015, at least for a year till that time. In 2014 when she won Commonwealth medal, we do training together for a year. But what is the difference that she could win medal, and what is that where I'm standing in the audience, I'm sitting in the audience and applauding, you know, gymnast taking medal. So I realized it means there should be a coach for yourself who has the same dream and target which you want to achieve. Because Deepa Karmakar, she always trained with her own coach since starting, since childhood, and it's been almost 18 years of experience till 2014 she could win that medal because they were traveling on one route. And for me it was, since starting it was like, okay, state government ka coaches hai, they used to give me training. When I shifted to camps, I never had my own coach. So there was the other coach, Deepa Karmakar's coach, who was training me. So it was like, okay, I have to choose, or coaches would choose me. Okay, you come into my group, okay, you change to that group. So there was no one consistent training pattern for me. And then at that time I could realize, okay, this thing literally makes a difference. If a coach and a student travels in one line to reach a goal, then it's easy, because without coach, student can't do anything in spite of having a lot of talent. That's fact. So in 2014 when I could see that, I approached coach again. I said, please, I want to do, help me out. And he said, no, this is not your age, because it's normal. Like, he has his own student who can, she has a lot of talent, and he wants to give all the systematic training, everything to her, and I was left aside. And then in 2016, I said, I'm not going to camps. Now, first thing for me is to find a coach, because I was at that point where I couldn't even come back, saying, okay, I'll quit. I was at that one borderline. If I step that side, I can do, I can create history. And if I step down, I have wasted everything. My father's dream, my first coach dream, and then these many years of hard work, my parents' sacrifices, compromises, everything will go in ruin. So we had to take that decision, no, first find a coach for me who has same passion like you to achieve something. And then slowly, slowly, after 2 years in 2008, I could find my present coach, Manoj sir. And he is 10 steps ahead of my thinking. So that made a good combination. And that is when I approached him, after 6 months, I could make a history. And that is how, you know, my creating history since starting started. And after that, it's been all the challenges.
Injuries have hampered your career right through the way, Aruna. How have you coped with it? And has it actually hampered your growth as a gymnast?
Hurdles, sir, apart from the injuries, before getting into this injuries phase, the first hurdle in my life was losing my father. That was in 2012. You know, he was my backbone, because of him I was in the sport, and he used to stay with me throughout. You know, it was like, I never missed my school till 10th grade. So morning I used to go to training from Attapur all the way to LB Stadium at 5 o'clock. And then 8 o'clock I used to come, go to school, Holy Mary High School in Saifabad. And then my father, then he used to go to office, go to home around 1 or 2 to have lunch and get my clothes for training and my lunch box. 3 o'clock he used to pick me, made me eat food, change my dress, and then drop me again into the training. From 5 to 8 again training, and then I used to reach home around 9, 9:30, again wake up in the morning at 4. So that was the routine. So at every moment he was there with me. He was the one who pushed me, you know, to nurture things. And at that time I knew nothing except my father. Okay, I have this problem, father. Okay, I want this, Nana. That is the only word I knew. But once that moment after my father expired, everything was blank. We didn't know how to move forward. My sister, my mother, they were not that interested, you know, to let me in the sports. So they were totally against. But after my father's death, they became my backbone. They're like, it was your father's dream, so you have to do it. We'll try to help you all the way we can, and we'll try to give you all the support your father was supposed to give you. And that way they stood by me. But the problem was, till then I never faced financial crisis. Till then I never knew how to travel. I mean, I didn't even know the route to reach LB Stadium. But once that, everything came on once, financial crisis, everything. I have to travel alone, by bus. Before I used to travel in car, sit, relax, sleep. And now I have to travel by bus from there to Medipatnam to Nampalli, from there 1 kilometer walking. You know, I've experienced those journey for 2 years. Sometimes it was like my mummy, she used to give me 40 rupees daily, and 40 rupees was 4 rupees from one spot, so I used to cost 38 rupees for bus ticket from morning till evening, including all my schools and my training. So one day I took 40, as usual she gave me 40, but after reaching to the stadium in the evening, someone stole it. And I used to, you know, after my school and everything, I was supposed to have 12 rupees to come back. So 2 rupees were extra always. So at that time when 12 rupees was stolen, I didn't know what to do. No phone at that time. How to contact, or even if I contact, my mummy, she'll get tensed. My sister, they'll get panicked. Now what to do? Just imagine, sir, at that age, I was around, that was 2012, so I was in my second 17 years. So that time in the night, 8 o'clock, I traveled all the way from LB to Attapur walking for 1.5 hours. I was crying all the way, remembering my father, but I had no other option. I tried getting into the bus. And then when I went to the bus, I saw so many, you know, the conductor, he asked, okay, do you have ticket? Do you, ticket. The person who has pass, they just stay quiet, and who wants to buy the ticket, they ask, okay, give me the ticket. So I thought, okay, let me try if that is gonna work. So I was quiet. And I was in the middle of the bus. The conductor was approaching me. He was asking everyone, ticket was getting purchased. And once he was just approaching me, I thought, no, this is not gonna work. So I said, sorry, please stop the bus, I have to get down. Because I got hesitated. How should I say, I don't have pass and I don't have money to buy. So I can't even say, okay, I have pass. What if he asked me, where is your pass? I said, wait, by mistake I have come into this bus, I have to get down, I have to drop down in the middle of the way. So that has been, you know, that experience. Even right now when I discuss these things with my mommy, we cry thinking about those things. But eventually we could come out of that situation. And then the other hurdle was my coach, Brij Kishore sir. In 2018, he was my personal coach before coming to Manoj sir, and he was family man. He was to work in state government, not with good salary, but he used to help me all the way he can after my father's death. So he tried whatever he can do for me. He was my support, to be frank. Yes, he was an aerobic coach, but I was an artistic player. But he never thought, okay, मुझे नहीं आता, क्योंकि state government coaches are like, let's see, करते करेंगे, but they never had that huge, you know, big dream. Okay, we have to achieve something. So that way it was, but he always tried to help me in all the ways. And in 2018, when I was about to compete in Commonwealth Games, the day in the morning when I was just onto the floor, and I got the news that my father, my second father, my coach, he expired. Like, next what? He started becoming my coach, because after 2016, when I realized I have to have that coach who will have the same dream, and he was getting into that track, and suddenly no one, it's again blank. Then slowly Manoj sir took that way. Now he pushed me to this place where I am today. And then when he took care of me as a player, you know, as a daughter, everything, he became my father, he became my coach, he's everything. And then after approaching Manoj sir, I could win World Cup medal. And I never knew that was a history by me. But everyone say, Aruna created history. Okay, then I realized, okay, I created a history. And then later on, after 2018, I stepped into the next level of my performance, to that peak where I can say, okay, now continuously I can win, because So from 2005, when I started winning medal in sub-junior, it was continuous. I never missed a medal in any year. It was continuous. At least 5 medals, pakka. And after 2018, I thought, Aruna, now it's your time to get into that leap, international medal. Lagatar, continue, one after one, one after one. And actually, even performance-wise, I was in my peak. That was in February, I won medal. And October 2018, that was the first qualification for 2020 Olympics. So we were directly aiming to Olympics. And for the first qualification in October, that was in Germany. Everything was set. I reached to the podium. I did my warm-up. My podium training was done. And now it's my turn to compete. First attempt, got injured. ACL broken. And then I never knew, because before that I never had any injuries. So I don't know how to take it. I was just crying because I was hurt. Everything was paining. And then my coach, he took me to the hospital. We got MRI done. Then they declared, oh, ACL torn, you have to go to the surgery. You can come back tomorrow to the hospital. We'll do the surgery right away, that and this and this. So that was my third hurdle. I thought, okay, it was just, a piece of happiness that came into the life. Okay, now Aruna, it's your new life, new journey. And suddenly everything collapsed. Okay, that's okay. So we can't sit thinking about that past or whatever happened. So we have to move on. The only decision, either you'll continue or you'll stop. Stopping was never my option since starting. It was always continue, whatever it might be. And even my coach, he has always been there for me in every phase. So he said, Aruna, sochna kya hai? Chalo, let's go for surgery. And he started planning. Because October was the first qualification in 2018, and the last qualification was in November 2019. He said, you'll have 13 months. Who will stop you? No one can stop you. You can come back. And he said, jaldi jaldi chalte hai Hyderabad, surgery karwate, we'll start preparation for the last qualification and we'll definitely nail it. And you will be there in 2020 Olympics. Never leave the hope. Yes, then I'm ready again. We came back December, I got my surgery done. And we started preparing for the next Olympic. And within 6 months post-surgery, ACL, I was back to the world platform with the same performance, but better than that. So everyone was shocked. Everyone thought, okay, Aruna will not be part of this Olympic cycle. So everyone were relaxed. But when I was back to the Indian trial for the World Championship, for the last qualification in September, they felt like, how come you're back that too stronger than before? Like, it's all because of my coach, because he was there throughout to help me. And then after that, everything went smoothly. But just day before the competition in the World Championship, again in Germany, that was the one day remaining for me to get into the Olympic place. Tomorrow I have my competition. Today was my last training. I completed all my 4 apparatus, and it was the last apparatus vault. And sir said, Aruna, you're done. Let's take rest and prepare for tomorrow's competition. I said, sir, I just want to do one because I was not that perfect with my landing. He said, okay. That one mistake again ruined everything. One landing, hyperextension, and the ACL broke. Before going to that, I mean, after my surgery, when I told my doctors, Ram Mohan Reddy sir and DN sir, sir, I want to come back in 9 months. What do you think? No, no, no. Risk hai. You can't come back. After every ACL, each and every athlete, it might be any sport, it will take 1 year minimum to come back. I said, sir, nahi, main kar sakti hu. And sir was like, kuch nahi, sir, hum kar lenge. And that, that willpower, they were like surprised and they said, agar aap aisa ho, then even I am there for you. Go, dekh lenge, jo bhi risk hoga, let's take care of it. So that was the first time, I could see those doctors supporting an athlete, where we are saying, we know that we have risk in front of us, but we want to take step forward. And usually doctors, they always take the precautionary measures. They said, no, no. But he was like, tum agar ready ho, hum bhi ready hai, dekh lenge, kya hoga. So I really admire them, and I'm very thankful to them always. And that way, when I re-injured myself, they were like, okay Aruna, koi baat nahi. What next? That was the question. they were like, it's okay. What next? You want to continue?
आदाब हैदराबाद।